Okay, in this worked example, we're going to try and establish what's the best way to lay out and really structure calculations in both physics and mathematics. The first thing, whenever you're reading through a question, highlighters can be particularly useful to highlight some of the key variables, and that will allow us to extract that key information to then go on and do the calculation. So just reading through this question, a car travels 600 meters. So the first thing we can see there really is, of course, that's 600 meters. And again, if you've got a highlighter, this is where again you might want to, and you do see quite a few students then highlighting this in the exam, and then writing down, we know therefore, and this WIK just stands for really what I know. So I'll be just coming out just this first one. So what I know, and that's just shortened down each of my calculations here till WIK. So I'm reading through this in relation to what I know so far. Well, I know that D, the distance, is equal to 600 meters. And you can see, of course, if we read on ahead, we're given this 15 seconds. Now, we're not really seeing that keyword time there. We do need to appreciate seconds, of course, does represent a time. So 15 seconds. And then we're asked to work out the speed of this question. You can see later on what is the average speed. That's what we're asked to work out here. Now, at this stage, when, of course, you've taken down all your key variables, you've worked out what you're looking to work out, then, of course, then you just put down your equation. Speed is equal to distance traveled divided by time taken. Now, that's your first mark in the exam. So it is really important to make sure you do show your mark there. Because we don't have to rearrange this particular equation, we can then drop down. Let's try and keep that the same color. So speed again is equal to, but instead of putting in D for distance, we can put in 600. And instead of putting in T for time, we can in 15. And again, that gets you your second mark in the exam for your substitution, for subbing the numbers in there instead of D and T. The first one is just really for your equation. And then finally, if this is like a 3-mark question, you can just then work out then 600 over 15. And that gives us our answer at the very end of our speed being equal to 40 meters per second. Now, quite often this will be like a 3-mark question. The final mark there really goes for your answer, but do be careful. Some of the examination questions will give you a 4th mark, and if that's the situation, quite often it's for writing in the respective unit. So do read the question very carefully, and if required, put in the respective unit as well.